Hey guys, what's up? Nico here, back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about which COD game you should be playing in 2022. The games included in today's list are Modern Warfare 2019, Black Ops Cold War, and Call of Duty Vanguard, as they are all part of the Warzone tie-in. This video is designed to be your go-to for deciding what game to buy or play this year in the COD franchise. However, this video is only related to multiplayer of each game, as I will not be commenting on the campaign or zombies, as I don't have proper experience with either and don't feel comfortable recommending one. However, Modern Warfare 2019 doesn't have a zombies option, and from what I've heard, Vanguard Zombies is not the best at all. So I'd recommend Cold War for zombies, but take that recommendation with a grain of salt, as I personally do not have that much experience with any of the games zombies. I'll talk about my thoughts of each game into three different categories. These being how the game flow and movement feels, what game mode feels the best to play in each game, and how the weapon leveling and camo grinding feels. And of course, all the categories and games will be marked with timestamps in the video if you want to skip anywhere. So let's get right into the video. Starting with Modern Warfare 2019, this game caused a huge split in the community, and for good reason, depending on what type of player you are. This could be the best COD or the worst, because the game flow and the movement in Modern Warfare is very slow-paced compared to the other installments in the franchise. This results in many people camping and gameplay speed that feels more close to games like CSGO or Valorant. This is the biggest change in Modern Warfare 2019 that caused the split in the community. Many people loved the new slow-paced gameplay that required more strategy than previous CODs. However, many others did not, myself included. If you don't tend to like slower-paced FPS games, then I would recommend not going with Modern Warfare 2019. It is because of this slow-paced gameplay that both Search and Destroy and Gunfight, especially snipers only, but that could be only because I'm only good with snipers. However, these two game modes are some of the best in Modern Warfare 2019, as they work best with the slower-paced, methodical COD gameplay in this game. These stood out to me because I think they're the best game modes in Modern Warfare. If you like either of these game modes, I'd recommend going with Modern Warfare. However, I found that other game modes like Shipment or Team Deathmatch were fairly lacking and did not feel fun to play at all. Moving on to camo grinding and weapon leveling, I feel both of these things are done terribly in Modern Warfare 2019. This is because many weapons, especially ARs, have super high max levels, with ARs being up to level 70. On top of this, the only really way to level up weapons in Modern Warfare is by playing game modes like Team Deathmatch and Shipment, which, as I previously stated, don't really feel fun to play in the slightest. And so, the only real way to go for leveling weapons is by playing Warzone, and for people who may not like Warzone, this can be pretty boring and tedious of a grind. Modern Warfare 2019 is also an extremely well-polished game by Infinity Ward compared to the other COD games on this list, and the guns themselves feel like a lot of effort went into them, which makes sense because this COD game was in development for quite a while. Moving on to Cold War. Cold War received a lot of hate when it first launched, and many people take that as a reason not to play or buy it. However, I feel that the current state of Cold War is the best COD on this list, at least for me. This is because the movement of the game is between both Modern Warfare 19 and Vanguard, with it being much more similar to past COD games in the franchise. The movement is still slow, but not nearly as slow as Modern Warfare 19, with less campers than Modern Warfare 19 as well. The best game modes in this game would be Gunfight 2v2, Tournament, WMD 24/7, which is a newer game mode, and Nuketown 24/7. Gunfight 2v2 Tournament is not only fun, but it also rewards you with cosmetic items for winning. One thing to consider, however, is Black Ops Cold War has League play instead of the normal ranked mode, which is hated by many people, including myself. I also just want to mention how much I love this game's Nuketown variant, because the Nuketown variant has a dystopian look to it, which I think is awesome. Finally, I feel this game is the best for the camo grind and weapon leveling, with the highest max weapon level only being 55. There's also many game modes to play to level up your weapons, especially 6v6 face-off, which at the moment is the best game mode to grind weapon levels. Moving on to Vanguard. Now, I don't actually own Vanguard, but I did play quite a lot during the recent free week, which was a total of 14 days. I didn't get any footage of me playing, so I'll have to put some Warzone Rebirth in the background, which, keep in mind, I'm absolute garbage at. Vanguard had a rocky start with it underselling in every single way possible. The movement in Vanguard is very fast-paced, being on top of both previous games movement-wise. So if you like fast-paced games, Vanguard could be for you. However, I feel there aren't any good game modes in Vanguard that really make it stand out from any of the other games, and it's pretty stale if you'd ask me. Right? And the only two original game modes in Vanguard are Champion Hill and Arms Race. Champion Hill being a 3v3 gunfight match mixed with a little bit of elements of Battle Royale, which I didn't really like. I think it's kind of a middle, you kind of forget about it. It's not that good. And Arms Race is it's almost trying to be Warzone, but without the battle royale. It's just a big map with different zones you go to and vehicles, and it's also not that good. One game mode that stands out, however, is Vanguard. In Vanguard is ranked play, which is normal ranked playlists from other games, which it's not like league play, and it's just normal rank like you would see in Valorant, CS:GO, those type of games. And this is really the main factor when choosing a game too. If you're into ranked play, I would play Vanguard because it's the only game with ranked play, and because league play is not that good. The weapon leveling and camo grind in this game is just as terrible as Modern Warfare 19, if not worse. This is because all the weapons max out at a level 70 or higher. On top of that, the camo challenges are horrendous to grind, although they have been lowered in difficulty as of recently. One important thing to note when considering Vanguard is that it's the newest current COD game, meaning that it's still getting updates as well as seasons and battle passes. And also, if you're a Warzone player, it could be easier to level up your guns for Caldera in Vanguard. I don't know much about Warzone as I don't play it that often, but I would recommend any of the games work because they're all intertwined with Warzone. So if you're trying to get into Warzone, any of the games still work. Alright, wrapping things up. Here's an overview of all my thoughts. Modern Warfare 19 is a slow-paced game with the best game modes being ones without round respawns. The weapon leveling is tedious and boring at times. Cold War goes back to some of the older CODs with familiar movement and fun exclusive game modes, but also league play. The weapon leveling is also the best out of the other games on the list. Vanguard is a very fast-paced game with a movement many people enjoy, but also nothing to really offer in forms of new game modes and maps. The weapon leveling is also the worst out of the other games on this list. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope that I helped you decide which game you want to buy or play in the COD franchise in 2022. If you liked the video, please hit the subscribe button down below and the bell icon to be notified of any new videos. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask in the comments, and I'll get back to you. See you guys.